What is up, guys? Ted Disman here again, bringing you another exciting battle. Here I've got another RU team with RU battle, that great RU team, and I'm facing, just a guy from my battle club. I don't think he's got a YouTube channel, but he's got a pretty threatening team here that could really destroy me at a moment's notice. So I've just got to play carefully and stuff. So I decided probably the best lead would be my Rotom. I didn't know what he could have led with maybe his Whimsicott or Scolipede or even Hitmonlee if he wanted. But let's get this battle going just to see what happened. But it's a pretty threatening team because Shell Smash Amistar and stuff. So he's actually going to lead with a Scolipede, which immediately makes me assume that he is a Toxic Spikes variant, and Toxic Spikes actually really impedes my team. So right here, I was actually worried he might bring in the Electivire because he could have anticipated the Volt Switch right there, so he could have gotten the +1. But my Cofagrigus gets walls Electivire to an extent, so I didn't really fear it for too much for the most part. But now I'm gonna bring out my Crustle, and he's actually gonna set up a Sword Stance, and I'm like, well, shoot, well, he's more offensive, so gotta play it safe here. I wanted to set up my rocks, but he's going to go for the Rock Slide. +2 Rock Slide is going to bring me just above half, but he gets the flinch, which sucks, and I can't really do anything about that. So leftovers, because I'm max HP, max defense and stuff. He's going to go for Rock Slide again, and I'm really hoping I can get these rocks up, but, unfortunately the game loves to troll me. I'm going to leave with 22 HP, but I'm going to get flinched because the game is just a freaking, I'm going to say, a fucking bastard. I was so pissed when I saw that. I'm like, game, are you freaking kidding me? That's just, bullshit, but whatever. Down goes my Crustle, and I don't know why somebody's car alarm is going off. I apologize for that, but, out goes my Rotom again, just because, Rotom's the fastest thing I've got on this team, and I'm just going to go for the safe Hidden Power Fire just because I didn't want him, I was just worried, I didn't want to give him switch initiative by Volt Switching. And down goes the Scolipede to the HP Fire, and that thing is down, so that's pretty nice. But at the cost of my Crustle, which really freaking sucks. But now he's going to bring in the Amistar, and I'm scared of this thing greatly. So I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go into my Slowking, which is probably the best thing to take this thing on. Because, he probably has the HP Grass, but I'm not exactly sure. But, he's going for the Shell Smash, and I'm scared because, I hate Shell Smash. Shell Smash can burn in hell. It's one of the cheapest moves in the game. I mean, even though I'll run it on a cage, and I can never use it well, and that's what sucks. So, in general, I'm never prepared for it. So, but, he actually surprises me. He actually has Ancient Power. I do not think he cured the HP Grass. He would have used it. And I see the HP bar go down and down and down and down. And I'm like, oh my god, what the hell? I live with 17 HP. He gets a freaking crit, which really pissed me off. Because come on, game, are you kidding me right now? But anyway, I go for the Spec Surf, and much to my delight, it actually one-hit KOs the Amistar, which is freaking amazing. Oh my god, that was amazing. So now I'm going to bring in the Hitmonlee. And, I have Regenerator, so I'm going to switch out and restore a lot of my HP. I'm going to bring out to my Cofagrigus because it walls Hitmonlee very nicely. So he's going to try the Fake Out. Of course, I use it on a Ghost. I'm immune to it. And he's actually going to try to attack me with Stone Edge. That's going to do squat diddly to my Cofagrigus, which, is max HP, max defense. And I'm going to set up a Calm Mind. So this really puts me in a great position just because I can hit anything pretty hard. So I'm going to get that Leftovers going, and, I was kind of scared setting up because I kind of feared the fact that he would bring in his Whimsicott here, and, that's always a problem because, Encore, which really screws up a lot of stuff. So I'm going to go for the safe Shadow Ball here, and, yeah, now he can't really Encore me, which is great, and that Shadow Ball looks to be a clean to a KO, which is amazing. So I'm kind of sitting pretty right now because I really don't care if he Leech Seeds. I really don't care if he taunts. Just because since I'm most likely going to KO him next turn, I really don't care if he Leech Seeds. Just because I can switch out on the following turn, it doesn't really bother me at all. So, Cofagrigus gets seeded, and I'm just going to go for the Shadow Ball. And luckily for me, I will, be getting around the same damage just because it is able to KO the Whimsicott. And sorry if I'm sounding a little funny. I'm getting a little stuffy as I narrate, which is kind of weird and abnormal, but whatever. Yeah. Don't know why this is happening. But now comes a big threat in the form of Electivire, and this thing really seemed to be choiced the entire game. I didn't know it was choiced or not, but I'm going to bring in Hariyama just because, you know, I was trying to paralyze this thing. When he actually goes for Fire Punch, which kind of surprised me, since I am a defensive Hariyama, with fixed stat, that's going to do virtually nothing to my Hariyama, which is great. And since he switches, I have to assume he's Scarfed or Banded, so out comes the Sigilyph, and I was really hoping, you know, I was kind of expecting this thing to get, this thing would switch in. I was hoping to get the Parahax here, but of course I don't get it, because I never get 30% chances to save my life, and my opponents always do, so screw logic. But, since he is a Psycho Shift variant, I've really got to play it safe. I was kind of worried he'd Psycho Shift the burn on my Hariyama, but at the same time I really didn't care, since I am a Sleep Talker. And, you know, this would have been a great time for me to have my Stealth Rock. I think my phone glitched. I'm sorry about that, but, Hariyama's going to whirlwind him away just because I don't want him setting up. So, out comes to Hitmonlee again, and I really don't care if Hitmonlee comes in, just because I could probably take a hit. You know, I could probably take a close combat or two. So, I'm not going to play the same game twice. Just going to bring out my Configurigus once again, and he's just going to go for the Earthquake. I believe that was probably the safest play. And, you know, still, it does nothing to Configurigus because it's a defensive monster. So, and I believe he, again, makes the mistake of staying in. I think he just plans to stay in and try to, you know, take down my Configurigus here. But, I'm just going to get another Calm Mind just because, you know, I probably anticipated the switch in. But, that doesn't happen. I'm going to get up a free Calm Mind for the most part. And, yeah, now I'm going to start henpecking away at this team. So, yeah, stuff. So, he's in for the Stone Edge, and, you know, it luckily doesn't get a crit or anything, so looking for the Shadow Ball, and it's going to do about half, which is nice. And, yeah, it does actually a lot. Holy crap, that's right, I got a crit there, I forgot about that. So, and of course it leaves him a smidgen. Oh, God, that sucked. But, so, you know, he's going to go for the Earthquake. He doesn't want Stone Edge to miss. He just wants to get as much damage on my Configurigus as possible, which is nice. Probably the one disadvantage of this Configurigus is that it carries Rest. I don't have a Cleric on this team, so it's kind of just, you know, setup fodder for the most part, if one puts to sleep. So, and, you know, I don't like that. So, down goes Hitmonlee to another Shadow Ball. I'm at a comfortable amount of HP, but out comes the Electivire again, and I really didn't know what to expect from this thing. I was kind of figuring he'd go for Wild Charge, which is why, you know, I pretty much brought in my Slowking as Death Otter here. But he surprises me again, and he actually goes for Fire Punch. I think he's anticipating my Kling Kling to switch in. But now, that's not the case. So, yeah, and he's going to go for the Fire Punch, and I believe that attack is, that's right, doesn't kill, but I just go for a Stab Surf. I probably should have gone for Psyshock. Psyshock actually might have killed, since it's hitting its weaker defense. And Surf brings it at a really low range. So, I imagine that, you know, Psyshock probably would have killed. I should have do a calc on that. But, down goes my Slowking to another Fire Punch. So, but, you know, I don't really mind the fact that, you know, Slowking went down. So, now I bring in my Kling Kling, anticipating, you know, I think this thing's Scarfed. I know I can take at least one Fire Punch. I just gotta hope he doesn't get the burn. But, you know, I wanted this game to be, you know, get down now. Luckily, I live with a pretty comfortable range. Going to go for the Substitute, which is amazing. I get that nice free sub up, and now I don't care if he breaks my sub next turn, because I'm going to be able to get up, you know, that 3 shift gear and stuff. So, he's again going to go for the Fire Punch just to break my sub, which, you know, he immediately just tells me this thing is Scarfed, 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 Scarfed. So, away goes my sub. I'm going to set up a shift gear. There's no way I'm going to try to attack this thing right now, just because, you know, why bother when I'm going to outspeed him after +2? So, get that +2 speed, +1 attack, and we're ready to go to town because Kling Kling does not play games. Everybody knows that. He spins gears. He destroys stuff. So I'm going to go for that return because, you know, I don't want Gear Cry to miss. It's such a crucial point of the game. So down goes the Evire, which is amazing. And I believe at this point all he has left is that Sigilyph. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure all he has left is the Sigilyph, which really, in reality, could have the potential to sweep my team, just so you know. It really could have the ability to do that. Here, I'm predicting him to Psycho Shift, just because Kling Kling will be crippled by a burn, and he does go for the Psycho Shift, which is great. So, that in itself is amazing. So, here, I'm going to set up another shift gear just to be, you know, semi-safe. You know, it really doesn't matter if he sets up his Cosmic Power, just because, you know, I'll probably be at the same range as, oh, excuse me, I have a little gas in my stomach. But, he is going to set up that Cosmic Tower, which I really don't care about, just because, you know, I will be able to henpeck away at this thing. I could probably take it maybe one store power of my sub if he's just going to set up the one. But, yeah, now it's time for some gear grinding. And, you know, the game probably would have gone a little bit longer, but with this first gear grind, I am going to score a crit, which in the long run probably didn't matter, but down goes that Sigilyph, which is amazing in one shift gear, to 1 hour gear grind. So, guys, that will be the game, and Kling Kling, again, proving how amazing it is. So, hope you guys enjoyed that battle, but, if you couldn't tell, I probably was in huge trouble if, you know, if Kling Kling couldn't kill Sigilyph, just because he could have kept, building up power. Copagrigus couldn't take a hit. Rotom wouldn't be able to take a hit, and it couldn't do much at the same time. And, you know, and Horiyama wasn't going to be able to do anything, so it just couldn't blow it out. It couldn't blow it away or anything. So, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Rate, comment, sub, and later, guys.